Yes, welcome to electronics online class. Yes, in the previous class, we are discussing about the frequency response of your C amplifier. In the previous class, we are discussing about the frequency response of your CE amplifier. And in that frequency response, actually we know already the frequency response, it is a graphical representation of the what is the effect of the voltage gain for the different frequencies. By studying the frequency response of any amplifier, we know about the how much frequency the gain will be constant, and especially the importance of a frequency response is about we know about the bandwidth of the amplifier. Especially ideally we want the infinite bandwidth, but it is not possible practically the infinite bandwidth. And also the amplifier, if it is good or bad, you can say about by knowing their bandwidth. It means, as I said already, bandwidth nothing but the range of frequencies up to which your voltage gain will be constant, or the how much frequency your amplifier will amplify the signals, or you can say they will give the effectiveness of the amplifier. If you are in the more bandwidth, that indicates your amplifier working in the good conditions. It means for different frequency you are getting the gain constant. And especially yesterday I said for your frequency response, for lower frequency the gain reduces, and for higher frequency gain reduces. Only for in the mid band the gain will be constant. And you have discussed already. Once again you recall, refresh your yesterday's class, because every class will be related. If you are not remembering what I said in the yesterday's class, it is not possible to understand today's class. And because of that reason, maybe in every class we will revise 5 to 10 minutes about what I said in the last class. It means, as we know about in your amplifiers, you are not only using the active devices, you are also using the passive components. It may be a resistor, it may be a capacitor. Yesterday I said the resistor to control the current or to limit the current, and also they will create some voltage drops. They can divide the voltage, but in the same time you are using the capacitors, and the capacitor, it is very helpful. And as we know, in your amplifiers you are using coupling capacitor, you are using bypass capacitors. Yesterday I said about the transit capacitancy, and also I said about wired capacitancy. These are the different types of capacitor you are using in your amplifiers. And because of your property capacitor, and also in amplifier you are studying about the AC signals, and property of your capacitor, it blocks the DC, it allows the AC. And also, as we know about the important about the capacitive reactance, the Xc will be 1 divided by 2 pi Fc. By using this important relation or formula, we can go for the analysis of your frequency response. And as we know, the Xc nothing but capacitive reactance. What is nothing but capacitive reactance? Means the opposition offered by the A signal. The Xc nothing but capacitive reactance. It means the reactance or opposition offered by the capacitor to the flow of AC signals or AC current or voltage. That is given by the Xc. And yesterday I said for low frequency the gain will reduces because of for your low frequency. Yes, for low frequency your gain will be reduces, because the reason is that you are having the Xc is very more. X is very more. If your X is very more, means you are having more reactance, you are having more oppositions for the signal. Actually you are using the coupling capacitors. And also that coupling capacitor, it may be your C1 and C2, they are called coupling capacitors. Especially you are entering the signal through the capacitor C1, and because of you are having the, for low frequency you are having more oppositions. For low frequency you are having very high reactance. It's because high reactance that is not allowing the more input signal moving towards the emitter base sections. That's why we are having the very less output voltage, and that's why we get the gain will be reduces. This is very simple reason about the why only in the low frequency the gain will be reduces. But in the same time, if you go for the high frequency, if you go, and also I said for your low frequency your capacitor acts as an open circuit. For the low frequency your capacitor acts as an open circuit. That's why also the gain will reduces. And the same way, if you go for the high frequency, for your high frequency, for what happens for high frequency, yes, you are having the Xc will be less. Look here, because of you are having the very less capacitor reactance, and this very less capacitor reactance is especially in your high frequency. You are considering about the transient capacitance, you also are considering about that wired capacitance or wiring capacitance. That will be because of this high frequency your capacitor reactance is very small, and this very small reactance of the capacitor, they will in parallel with the output resistance. It means always in your amplifiers, because as we know, always current flow we are having a very less resistance. It means because of the your capacitor will be very less reactance, all the current and voltage will drop across the capacitor, nothing across your load resistance. Now very small voltage and current drop across your load resistance, that's why the gain will reduces. This is one reason. Instead I said another important reason is about because of high frequency what happens, you are having capacitor reactance very less, or it acts as short circuit. It has a short circuit, and that makes the loading effect. Because of the more loading effect, also you can reduce the gain. This is the two reasons about why only the gain will be reduces for your high frequency and also low frequency. But in your mid frequency, for your mid frequency, what happens for mid frequency? Yes, we know already. You are giving more importance to mid frequency, because in this mid frequency gain will be constant. And why the gain will be constant on mid frequency? I said very simple reason. For low frequency your capacitor acts as a open circuit, and for high frequency your capacitor reactance acts short circuit. And at the mid band both will be cancelled, and you will get the gain will be constant. Why the gain will be decreases for your low frequency and high frequency? Because of the, for low frequency it acts as an open circuit, for high frequency it acts as a short circuit, and in the mid band both will cancel, you will get the constant gain in your mid band frequency. Or another way, as we know, because of the high frequency what happens, they are having very less reactance, the gain will be increases. In the same time what happens, because of the high frequency, once again the effective reactance, capacitor reactance very small. In that time we are having the more loading effect, and it means in the some time, in the same way what happens, both the process will cancel, and that makes the gain constant for your mid frequency. It means because of the property capacitor, for high frequency you are having very less reactance, because gain will be increases. In the same time what happens, if the frequency increases, in the same time what happens, the capacitor reactance acts as short circuit, and you get the more current. Because that more current, they will make the loading effect, and because of loading effect, what happens? The gain reduces, and at a particular frequency, they both will cancel. That makes the gain constant. This is about yesterday's. He was discussing about the frequency response of your common emitter amplifier, and today we'll go for the comparison. Today we'll go for the comparison of your all the three amplifiers. It may be common base, or it may be common collector, or it may be the common base. We can compare, especially this question asked in the annual exam. Maybe I am not remembering that year. They asked this question for exam in your annual exam. Explain the comparison of common base, common emitter, and common collector amplifiers. And as we know about, you studied all three amplifiers. It may be common base, or it may be common collector, or it may be the common emitter. You go for that comparison. For that comparison, first you have to go for the CB, and next you go for the CC, how we studied in the class. Then you go for the CE. Look here for your considering different parameters. Yes, as I said, if you are studying about the comparison of amplifiers, here for comparison purpose, you are already studied all the amplifiers. The important thing in that amplifiers, you are giving the importance to the what are the important characteristics of your amplifiers, or what are the important parameters of your amplifiers. It may be common base, it may be common collector, or it may be common emitter. What are the important parameters? Yes, first important thing about the input resistance, or you can say about input impedance. Input impedance. One is about input impedance. And write about here. First important about the parameters. Can write about the parameters. What are the important parameters? First one is about input impedance. Input impedance. Yes, we know about for your common base amplifier, you are having the very less input impedance. Less, or you can say low input impedance. You are having very more input impedance. Yes, you are having very more input impedance, and also for your common emitter, having the very low. In the same way, you go for output impedance. Output impedance. For output impedance, what happens for output impedance? It is also very, yes, your common base, it is very high. I can write very high, and here your common, it is very low, and here it is also high, because as we know already, in your common base you are having the more output impedance, and it is very low output impedance for your common collector, and it is very high or your moderate output impedance for your common emitter. In the same time, you go for the voltage gain. Voltage gain. The voltage gain. How much voltage gain for common base? It is very high. Very high. It is the less than 1. Here it is normal or high. In the same time, you go for the current gain. current gain. Yes, for your current gain, as in your common base it is less than 1. Less than 1. And for your common collector, more, or you can say high, very high. And here also high. And lastly about power gain, that is power gain. I said about your maybe I said I can write about 30 dB, here about 20 dB, and here about 40 dB. Or I can write about here more, less, I can write about moderate. Finally about the phase shift, I can write here about phase shift. Can remove this, otherwise you can write here the another important about the phase shift, that is about, can write here phase shift. Yes, in a common base it is 0 degree, or in phase, can write about in phase. Here also in phase. In phase, here they are in out of phase. Out of phase. It means, as we know, in your common emitter amplifier, only the input output are in the out of phase 180 degree. For your common base and common collector, they are in the in phase. The input output are in the in phase. And finally, if you want, you can write that also for your applications. As we know, in your common base is used for the high frequency applications, and for your common collector it is only for impedance matching, or it is used for the isolation purpose, and for your C amplifier is used for the audio frequency amplification. These about the importance comparison about distinguish between the common base, common collector, and also common emitter complications. The important thing, as we know already, you studied all three types of amplifiers. Given I said so much detail about the common emitter complications, and also we prefer the common emitter amplifier because of its more voltage gain, more current gain, also we are having the more power gain, and also we are having the very moderate input impedance and moderate output impedance will be preferred to the common emitter. I can say about input impedance, very low input impedance, and also very high output impedance. These are the important parameters, or can comparison about common base, common collector, and also common emitter amplifiers. And finally, you go for the another one important about the amplifiers. You are studying this topic about different types of amplifiers, and you have studied the amplifiers. That is nothing but you are studying about the depending on the configurations. You have done the three types of amplifiers. It may be common base, or it may be common collector, or it may be the common emitter. Now we will go for the same configurations. You are using the FET. You have done the different types of amplifiers by using the transistors. And also it is possible, as I said in the beginning class, it is also possible to construct an amplifier by using FET, because you are having, as you studied in the already the classes about the importance of FET and BJT, because of you are having more advantage of your FET, and also it is also used for the amplification purpose. How you know about the BJT? It is the most important application is about amplification. In the same way, the FET is also used as the amplifier. It is also used for the switching purpose. Now we will go for the FET amplifier, or especially for your FET as an amplifier. Look here for your how you studied the different configurations in your transistor. In the same way, we can go for the different configurations of your FET. As we know already in your BJT and FET, and you are done in BJT, it may be the CE or it may be the CB or it may be the CC. In the same time, we can go for the, as we know in your transistor having the 3 terminals, that is emitter base collector. In the same way, in your FET you are having the source, drain, gate. And as we know already how you have done the configuration, depending on configuration you have done the 3 types of transistor amplifiers. In the same way, it is also possible by using the different configurations of your FET. It may be the common source, or it may be the common drain, or it may be the common gate. How you have done the, depending on configuration, you have done the types of amplifiers. It is also possible by using your FET. Here important thing, how your emitter is common for input as output. In the same time, here source is common for input as output. That is called common source amplifier. And here the important thing is about the drain is common for the input as well output. Here the drain is common for input output, and here the gate is common for the input as well output. And as per your syllabus, they are given only for the common source amplifier. You are studying in detail about the working principle of common source JFET as an amplifier, and especially how you are giving the importance to the common emitter. In the same year, we are giving importance to the common source JFET amplifier. And because of we can consider the JFET, especially as compared to the common drain and common gate, we are having the more advantage about common source. As we know, we are having the most important thing about it is having more input impedance, and in your common source amplifier you are having the more voltage gain, and also you are having the more current gain. That's why we prefer the common source amplifier as compared to the common drain and also common gate. Now we'll go for that working of your JFET, that is common source JFET amplifier. You are going for the common source JFET amplifier. You are going for the common source JFET amplifier. Look here for your it is also important 5-mark question. They must explain the construction and working of your common source JFET amplifier. As I said, it is also similar to your common emitter transistor amplifier. Only thing is that in place of your transistor BJT you are using the JFET. Remaining it is as similar to your yes, you are using same voltage divided biasing. Now you are considering how you are consider in your BJT, you are considering about NPN transistor. For your all, it may be common base, it may be common collector, it may be common emitter. In all the 3 types, different types of amplifiers, you are using only for NPN transistor. In the same way, for your common source JFET amplifier, you are using the N-channel JFET. You are using the N-channel JFET. Yes, we know already. For your N-channel JFET, the important thing is about here this arrow indicates it is nothing but your receiver gate, and this is nothing but your this is nothing but source, and this is nothing but your can apply it here. It is called your drain, and here you are applying the voltage divided biasing. How you have done the yes, here can use the one resistor here. I just said, if you remember that common emitter, it is possible to remember the common source. Yes, you are using an capacitor here, that is called coupling capacitor, and you can apply the input signal. You are applying input signal, that is called C1, and we are using the positive VCC here, positive VDD, and it is called RD. This is nothing but your R1, this is nothing but your R2, this is nothing but your RS, this is nothing but CS, and here making the common source. Now you can connect the another one C2 here, and here can measure the output voltage. Yes, look here, another important thing, as I said, in your common emitter you are having the input or output are in the 180 out of phase. In the same way for your common source JFET also you are having the input output in the 180 out of phase. It means here you can apply the input signal. It is nothing but 0 Vi, and this is your time. But here you are having the, you can write here the output signal, that is nothing but out of phase. The input and output are in the out of phase. You can write about you are having the 0 V0, and this is nothing but your time. Here you can measure the output. Look here, as I said already, it may be any amplifier, it may be your transistor based amplifier, it may be your FET based amplifier, and as we know already, why you are using the FET as an amplifier? Because of the most important property of FET, you are having very, very low noise. Nowadays we want very low noise. As I said already, it is not possible to eliminate the noise, but you can reduce the noise. That is possible in your JFET. And also, as we know, your it is called unipolar. JFET is called unipolar, and as we already studied in detail in first topic, for your BZ is called bipolar. And because of this unipolarity, and also because of the having very low noise property, we are using about the JFET in the purpose of your amplifications. Now you can write about one or two sentences about the construction. Yes, you are important thing about you are using the voltage or biasing. This R1, R2, and that RD and RS, that makes the biasing purpose, and also that is for your biasing purpose. And the important thing, as we know about C1, C2, that's nothing but the coupling capacitors, and that CS nothing but the bypass capacitors. If you are having more current flow from the source, that will be given to the ground. This is nothing but your CS, nothing but your the bypass capacitors. And you are having the, how you are using in your C configuration, you are using about the RE. In place of RE, you are using for the RS to make the stability of the stability Q band. This is about the construction of your common source JFET. The important thing here, you are applying input from the gate to source, and you will get the output from the drain to source data. You are applying input to the gate and source, and you get the output from the drain and source, because source is common for input as well as output, and you will get the output across C2, and you are applying the input to the C1 to the gate and source. Now how you are done in your common emitter, common base, and common base, common emitter, common collector amplifier. If you apply the input signal, you have to explain what is the effect of the positive half cycle, also what is the effect of the negative half cycle. In the same, you can also consider here. First you consider the positive half cycle. First you consider the positive half cycle, and then you go for the negative half cycle. What is the effect of negative half cycle? Look here, another important thing, already you studied in the first topic, about field effect transistor. The most important thing is about whenever the JFET conducts works, the important thing is about the gate source junction should be reverse bias. The gate source junction should be reverse bias, and also you have studied the output characteristics or drain characteristics only in the if the JFET in the saturation region or pinch off region, then only your JFET acts as amplifier. How you have studied in your transistors, only in the active region your transistor acts as amplifier. In the same way for your JFET, it also acts as amplifier only in your pinch off region, or it is also called as saturation region. And to make it the JFET in the saturation region or pinch off region, we are applying further biasing, or maybe R1 or 2 RD and RSS, that makes the biasing purpose. It means we want the gate source junction. We want the important thing, the VGS is always reverse bias. Is always reverse bias. That is the condition of your JFET. If you are applying the input signal, and for example, if you are applying the post-stop cycle, if you are applying the input signal, E signal, and for that AC input signal, you have to consider what is the effect of post-stop cycle and what is the effect of negative cycle. And because of the post-stop cycle, especially the post-stop cycle will oppose the reverse bias of your VGS. It means in your post-stop cycle will oppose, or it will oppose the gate source junction reverse bias. Especially in your JFET, always the gate source junction will be reverse bias. It means you are considering the post-stop cycle. That post-stop cycle will oppose the gate source junction, or this post-stop cycle will oppose the reverse bias of gate source junction. It means the post-stop cycle will oppose the gate source junction reverse bias. Always the gate source junction will be reverse bias, but if you are considering the post-stop cycle, because of post-stop cycle what happens, the gate source junction is very less reverse bias. You can consider very less reverse bias. It means as you know already in your JFET, because of less reverse bias voltage, and what happens, the depletion region or depletion width will be reduces. Because of the less reverse voltage, what happens, the depletion width is decreases. And as we know the depletion width decreases, then what happens, the channel width is increases. The channel width is increases, and if the channel width increases, then what happens, yes we know the ID increases, and ID into RD, can write here, otherwise ID into RD increases, channel width decreases. It means ID increases, or I can write here ID increases, and also ID into RD increases, and output voltage decreases. You can write in simple way. Once I write here, any confusion means you can write in short form. Look here for your positive half cycle and for negative half cycle. Look here, as I said already, right in short form, because of always the gate source junction reverse bias, and if you are considering the positive half cycle, what happens? The gate source voltage is less reverse bias. It means because of positive half cycle, what happens? The gate source junction is less reverse bias. Can write about it is very less reverse bias. Can write about very less reverse bias. Which one? The gate source junction. The gate source junction is less reverse bias. And as we know, if it is less reverse bias, then what happens? The depression width, I can write about depression width, dW, I can write about in short form. The depression width, because of the very less reverse bias, what happens? Depression width also decreases. And as we know, the depression width decreases, then what happens? Channel width, the channel width increases. Because the channel width, that depends upon the depression region, and the depression region depends upon the reverse voltage. As you know, already studied in the first topic, I am not going in detail about this. And because of the channel width increases, then what happens? The drain current that move from source to drain, that will be increases. ID increases. And as we know, if the ID increases, the more current flow through the RD, nothing but the more current flow through the drain, it means the more voltage drop across the RD. It means you can write about ID into RD increases. And if you want, you can write if you apply the KVL for the output section, that becomes V0. The output voltage is nothing but VDD minus ID into RD. It is so important equation for your if you apply the KVL to the output section for your common source amplifier, the important thing is about ID into RD increases. It means we can write about output voltage decreases, because look here, for this equation, this ID into RD increases means we are having negative value here. It means the output voltage decreases. In the same way, for your negative half cycle. For negative half cycle, what happens? For negative half cycle supports the gate source junction. As I said, the positive half cycle opposes the gate source junction, but your negative half cycle supports the gate source junction. That's what happens. You are having the more reverse bias. Because you are applying negative half cycle, the negative half cycle will support the gate source junction. It means always the gate source junction should be reverse biased, and because of the negative half cycle, the negative half cycle will increase the reverse bias voltage of the gate source junction. Then, as we know, if the reverse bias increases, it is nothing but the depression width also increases, because as we know, the depression width depends on the reverse bias, and if the reverse bias increases, the depression region also increases. As you studied in your diodes, also studied in your FET in the beginning. And if because of the depression layer increases, then what happens? The channel width, that is something but CW also, yes, it is decreases, because the depression layer always move towards the channel, because as I said, the channel having very as compared to the channel having very less doping as compared to the gate. You are using two in a JFET, you are having in the opposite sides the P type semiconductor, that is very heavy load, but in the middle you are having the N type semiconductor, that is very lightly load. Because of that reason, in your negative half cycle, what happens? Channel width decreases. As we know, the channel width decreases, then what happens? The drain current ID also decreases. And as we know, if the ID decreases, then what happens? If the very less current move towards the drain, source to drain, it means if they are having very less current moving through the source to drain, very less voltage drop across the RD. You can write about ID into RD will be decreases. And once again you substitute this value in this equation, you are having very less ID into RD, because VD is constant, we get output voltage increases. This is about in a simple way of your working of your common source JFET. I said in simple way because if I write everything in sentence, it is not possible in the word. That's why I said in simple way to understand about the common source JFET amplifier. Once I can repeat, very simple. If they may ask the question in the exam, first you have to draw the Lie diagram and you have to explain the construction in 1 or 2 words, 1 or 2 sentences. It means in your common source JFET amplifier, because source is common for input as well as output, that's what is called common source JFET. And you are using the voltage divider biasing R1, R2, RD, RS and VDD, that makes the biasing purpose. And the C1 and C2, that makes the coupling capacitors. They will couple only the A signal that blocks the DC signal. And as we know already, you are applying the input from gate and source, and you can get the output from the drain and source. And important thing, as how you are studied in your common emitter amplifier, in the same way for your common source JFET, the input and output are in the out of phase. It means, as I said, if your input is positive going side, your output is in the negative going side. If your input is going in the negative side, your output is going in the positive side. It means in your JFET common source amplifier, the input and output are in the 180 out of phase. Or another way, if you are increasing input voltage, output voltage decreases. If the input voltage decreases, output voltage increases. It is as similar to your common emitter amplifier. It means if your input is positive going side, if your input is moving in the positive side, but your output is going in the negative side. If your input is going in the negative side, we will get the output in the positive going side. It means in your overall in common source JFET amplifier, the input and output are in the 180 out of phase. And as I said, for important thing about working principle of your common source JFET amplifier, the most important thing, you are applying the input to the gate and source terminal. And most important thing, as I said, only in the condition of saturation region or pinch up region, your JFET acts as an amplifier, because in that region only your current will be constant. In that region will be current will be constant. As we know already, what is called pinch up region? It is a particular region. In that region, the current will be constant. Current will be constant. I just studied in detail in the first topic. I am not going in detail about that. Most important thing is about if you apply the input signal, and whenever you apply the input signal, a signal, we have to explain what is the effect of the positive half cycle and what is the effect of the negative half cycle. The most important thing is about if we consider the positive half cycle, then actually the positive half cycle or the positive voltage of gate source, because we want always the gate source junction should be reverse biased. And if you are applying the positive half cycle, that positive half cycle will oppose the gate source junction. It means in another way, the positive half cycle will oppose the reverse bias of gate source junction. And as we know, if you are having very, or you can say, if the reverse bias is decreases, or if the reverse bias is reduces, then what happens? The depletion region also reduces. If you are having more reverse bias, the depletion region increases. If you are having less reverse bias, the depletion region decreases. And as we know, if you are having very less reverse bias, because of less reverse bias, you are having very less width of depletion layer, and because of the very less width of depletion layer, what happens? The channel width increases. The channel width increases, because as we know, always in your JFET, the electrons or current will flow from the source to drain, that is from the channel. if the channel is very more electrons or more, you are having more current. If you are a very small channel, the channel with very less, you are having very less current. It means in overall the channel width increases because of the very less reverse bias. And if the channel width increases, no doubt the drain current, whatever the electrons moving from source to drain, are having very more. If you are having more current, drain current, it means you are having more voltage across the RD. It means ID and RD increases. And because of the output equation, if you apply the KVL for the output section, if you consider the equation, in this ID and RD will be increases. Means you are having negative value here, it means your output total will be decreases. This is simple way of if you apply the positive cycle, what is the effect of the JFET. In the same way, opposite this is nothing but the negative half cycle. In the negative half cycle, what happens? We are considering the negative half cycle. The negative half cycle supports the reverse bias. The negative half cycle supports the reverse bias. That's why what happens? You are having the more reverse bias of gate source junction. You are having the more reverse bias of gate source junction, and because of more reverse bias of gate source junction, then what happens? You are having the more width of the depression layer. You are having the very more width of depression layer, and because of the you are having very more depression layer means nothing but you are having the very small channel width. The channel width decreases, or you are having the channel width will be reduces. Because of the channel width reduces, nothing but the more electrons they are not moving from source to drain. Very less number of electrons they move from source to drain. That's why what happens? ID nothing but drain current reduces, and because of the ID reduces, the current in the drain reduces, ID and RD, the voltage across the RD also reduces, and finally what happens? The output voltage increases. This is about the importance of your working of your common source JFET. The most important thing in that common source JFET amplifier, the why we prefer the JFET, especially in your communication and also in your operation amplifier, and when you want more input impedance and when you want more very less noise, we'll prefer that JFET amplifiers. And especially, as I said already, how you have done the different types of amplifiers by using transistor depending on configuration. It is also possible by using the JFET. We can go for the different types of configuration. Which one is common for input and output? We have done the different types of configuration, different types of amplifiers. Now, according to your syllabus, you are having only for the common source JFET amplifier, because here the source will be common for input as well output. And also, as I said, in your common source JFET you are having input or output as out of one out of phase, as it is similar to your common amplifier. And also you are using voltage you are biasing. Actually you have to say this, it is if you remove this and you can connect the BJT, it is nothing but your common emitter amplifier. Only the difference about there also you are using voltage you are biasing. Now also you are using voltage you are biasing. There also you are using a bypass capacitor. Now also you are bypass capacitor. And also as in your common emitter you are having input output or out of phase. Here also you are having input output or out of phase. The important thing is about don't confuse, as in your BJT, it is used as amplifier only for the active region, but as in your JFET only in the saturation region. Don't confuse on saturation in your BJT. Here the saturation nothing but I can say about pinch off region. In the pinch off region or in the saturation region, your JFET acts as an amplifier. Amplifier nothing but if you apply very small signal to the input, you get the very more output, or the input will be strengthened, and that is nothing but your common source JFET amplifier. And as I said, written in simple way to understand about the working of your JFET amplifier. And actually in your JFET amplifier, whenever considering the JFET or MOSFET, the important thing is about always the gate source junction should be reverse bias. Always the gate source junction should be reverse bias, and you are applying the input to the gate source junction, and if the input may increase or decrease, they will affect the gate source junction. As we know already, for your positive half cycle, what happens? The input voltage increases, and for negative half cycle, the input voltage decreases. Because of the positive half cycle, what happens? As we know, the positive half cycle opposes the reverse bias, and because of the reverse bias reduces, and width of depression layer reduces, and in the same time what happens? The channel width decreases, and because channel width increases, then what happens? The ID, nothing but drain current increases, and ID and RD also increases. Finally, according to the equation, the output voltage decreases. In the same time, for your can understand about the negative half cycle. In negative half cycle, supports the gate source junction, because that you are having the more reverse bias voltage at the gate source junction, and if you are having more reverse bias at the gate source junction, it is nothing but you are having the more depression width, and because of more depression width, you are having very less channel width, and if the channel width very less, you are having very small drain current. Because of very small drain current, ID and RD, nothing but voltage across RD also decreases, and finally what happens? The output voltage increases. This is about the importance of your common source amplifier, and in the next class we go for once again for your common emitter amplifier. You have studied the frequency response. Also you have studied about what are the important characteristics of your common emitter amplifier. In the tomorrow class we go for what is the effect of the AC and DC, or you can write about AC and DC analysis of your common emitter amplifier. Yes, in the tomorrow class you can discuss about the AC and DC analysis of your common emitter amplifier. Thank you.